Hello, everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast all about knitting and family stuff and whatever else gets put in here, because that's who I am. Anyways, I do all that from my home outside of Lima, Ohio, and I live here with my very wonderful husband, Randy, my very nice father in law, Ronald, my kitty cat, Heather, and my puppy dog Ginger, which I thought both were going to be in this. I come over here and they both started walking towards me, but then they walked away. Anyways, today is April 25th, and this is episode 303. This is probably, excuse me, probably going to be a very short podcast because I really don't have much to talk about. Until I stuck up my friend, my beautiful hot pink banded friend get it off next week, which is wonderful. But that means the only knitting I can do is the one little dress that was supposed to be a pattern test that turned out not to be a pattern test, but I'm still making it for my granddaughter in Indiana. Yes, for Miss Elsie. My Afghan lays there and looks at me every day like, why aren't you knitting on me? A little dinosaur sweater and a little unicorn sweater do the same thing. But oh, I'm sorry. Plus, sorry, I have this. I've got my exercise ball over here. See? Anyways, I have this one. I call it the sun hat. It's not really as big as my regular sun hat, but it is a sun hat. And I have two of them. One's a shade darker than the other one. So I'm wearing one to church this week because in order to go to church, I have to protect myself from migraines, which it didn't work, but oh well. Um, and the overhead lights give me migraines, and sometimes the band does, which the band did this week. But I told my husband, I'm so tired of not going to church in person. I said, I'm going to church. Well, he was doing what's called Pro Presenter. They put the words for hymns or Bible verses or all these things up on the screens, and he's the one that does that once a month. I said, I don't care. That's fine. I shouldn't. I shouldn't be yawning. I'll tell you why in a minute. Who knows? If I keep gabbing, this may be a regular length one. So I went. He had to be there at 7:30, so I went 7:30 with him, and I was going to do some typing because I can type. I can move my fingers, just can't move the thumb. So I was going to do some typing. Pulled my keyboard out, and when I charged it the last time, I left the power on. I didn't turn the power off, so it was dead. So I decided, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and start knitting because I did take my knitting with me. And I did that for a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Listened to rehearsal. Um, Soon after, they stopped rehearsal and prayed, and um, people came in, sat through the first service while I was knitting and all this. And I decided I'm just going to sit in there for the second service too. I thought my husband used to do lights, and they used to have the lights up in like a tower, which was not easy to get to, but it used to be that if I went with him for the whole service, the whole time, I would go up there and sit on the floor during the second service. Well, they tore down the big old tower, and so now they just have a nice little console, but there's no place for me to sit down back there. So I sat in my same place, the place I usually sit because I don't want the lights to get to me, and for the second service. And I did some Bible reading, I did some notations from, all kinds of things. Then we came home. But, it felt good to get there. I did get to see people I haven't got to see for a long time. But, yeah. Then what happened after that? Oh, and then today, I had to go. I got to go see a doctor, but it wasn't my hand doctor. It was my radiologist from the hospital for when I had breast cancer. I have to go see them once a year for the next 2 years because this is year number 3 that I am cancer free. Um, that is because I'll honestly say it. When I was scheduled to get my mammogram, the year I came back from, 3 years, well, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Yeah, my husband's telling me it's been 3 years. I'm sitting there, no, it hasn't, because I was diagnosed in November. Anyways, maybe I'm sorry, neither here nor there. I'll say 3 years. So, I came back from California and I knew I had a mammogram scheduled, and I probably would have canceled it, except my sister had called me while I was out there and told me that she had breast cancer. So I thought, okay, got to keep my appointment. And they caught it in like the earliest stages they could, and it was just, they didn't have to take away much. I had to go to radiation for a short time, but that was it. And so, yeah, it was just a fluke because, like I said, if my sister wouldn't have had been diagnosed with breast cancer, you know, before me, I might have shrugged it off. So very glad I didn't. Anyway, so there's that. She said everything was fine. And then let's see, that was today. That was this morning, 8 o'clock. It's too early to go to a doctor, which explains why I'm yawning so much. But I did come home and I took a good nap, so I don't know. Anyways, my fingers are doing great. My thumb is doing good. I take this off once. Well, I take it off whenever I take a shower, and usually at nighttime when I go to wash my face, I'll take it off, and it looks great. It just feels weird when I take it off because I'm so afraid to use it because I'm afraid what might happen. Even though I'm only a week away from having it off now, but I'm doing like I've told you. Those of you who comment on my father-in-law, he is recovering well. He actually walked. Now, I have to explain. We live in the country, yes. And there's our house. There's the house we used to live in. Then there's a field. Then there's a highway with a roundabout with a sidewalk on it. And then there's the church. Well, so to get to church, if we wanted to walk, we walk just down the road a little bit, and then there's a place where it starts getting wider, preparing for the roundabout. So you just cut over into that, and you don't have to worry about the fields, and just walk down the middle till you get to the highway, and then you just go over to the roundabout and walk around that. Walk down the middle of the thingy as it narrows down, and it narrows off right at our church. It's really not that difficult to get there, except you do have to worry about the road we live on because with the roundabout, this road is used more and more now. It didn't, well, it's always been used more than it should, but yeah, it's, my father-in-law decided though that he was going to walk to church because he didn't want to watch it on TV. And and he didn't want to go at 7:30 in the morning. So he wanted to go to the 10:45 service, so he walked himself down there and made it okay and waited for us for our trip home. And so, yeah. So good news there. He is, you know, today I've seen him come out of his bedroom to get on his. We moved his computer up here because I don't want him going down those steps to their basement. So we moved his computer up here. So I saw him come out to the computer, and I know he had something to eat because the dining room light was on, but I don't know what and I don't know when. So yeah, that's. I thought I'd let my husband know about him being back in his bedroom most of the day, but you know, because it's better if I don't worry about it. It's better, except, if he needs me to, I could call the ambulance. I can't drive him anywhere yet. Another week, I hope I can start driving again. Then I'm going to drive my van when I need to volunteer and all that stuff. So that'll be nice. Yay! So, anyways, what else has been going on? Nothing much. Well, I haven't heard from my grandkids for over a week. Um, they did have a science fair. I didn't show a picture of it because there was other kids in it. But Molly, my daughter, hosted a science fair for kids who wanted to do something. And so Tobias wanted to see how different lights, different colored lights, affect seed growth. Well, he didn't start it in time. So he doesn't really know. Genevieve did a whole thing, which I know their mom did this at one of her classes she teaches. Um, Wanted to see, she is a baker, doesn't surprise me, how cupcakes would turn out if you left one ingredient out. So, like one, she left flour out, one, she left sugar out, you know, and then she had a display and they took a picture of that. And yeah, and then Molly gave certificates to them all. I'm supposing she went around and talked to them. So I asked both the kids, I said, so Tobias, which one grew better? I didn't know about, you know. He goes, well, I don't know. And Molly said, yeah, we didn't get it started in time. And then I asked Genevieve, I said, so which one of those cupcakes would you eat? She goes, none of them. But I did ask her, what happens if you keep the flour out? She told me, oh, it's watery. So, it was kind of cool. So, when they do get older, if they want to be part of a school science fair, or, if Molly wants to do that wherever, it would be great. So, anyways, let's see. Anything else going on? Oh, I should show you my Wren. I did work on it at church a little bit, and I have worked a little bit on it at home. I've just started the pattern part on the skirt. I wanted to see. Okay, that's where I was last week. So, where the little red marker is where I was last week. So I got that much done. And I've just started, I think I'm on the second row of making hearts on the bottom part to kind of match the top. Yeah, and so this will be for Miss Elsie eventually. Because I know when I get this thing off, my thumb's going to be weak, so it's still going to be difficult until I build up strength. I don't know if they're going to have to do something else along the way or not, but hey, I'll then be able to take a bath in my new bathtub then. Because right now I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to get myself out. So, yeah. So we got our new water heater so we can fill the tub now. I really can't think of anything else I have to talk about. I really haven't done anything exciting this week. I have discovered I can make shortbreads with one hand because I love making shortbreads. And as long as I watch how many ounces I have, I can have shortbreads. But yeah, otherwise, let's see. No, we were going to go to a greenhouse last week. Now, this is Amherst Greenhouse, close to where we live. We were going to go there over the weekend, but Randy got busy with one thing or another, and so, yeah, didn't happen, which was fine because we've had more freezing nights this week. And even if we kept them in the barn, I would have worried about them. So, yeah, so we're going to try and go this weekend, and like I said, we'll probably put them in the barn. You heard the puppy. My father-in-law, he does his job again. He goes out and gets the mail. So he did get out of he isn't in his pajamas. I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's about it. I've talked for about 14 minutes. I'm not sure what my intro or my closing is going to be because I don't have much. I have my regular pictures at the end, but I can't think of any. Oh, I should talk about the. Okay, so this is the 25th. Let's see. So that means it would be Sunday. That would be the 30th, right? I will I will go ahead and do the drawing for the winners of my um, craft along on Monday, like I normally do on the first of the month following the close. I close it, I do my random number generator, figure out who's going to get the prizes, and what I'll do is I will announce it on Tuesday's podcast. Yeah. And so everybody will have until the 16th to get your prize. Okay? So let's see. I think that's it. I could sit here and stare at you, but really, that's silly. So I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have a wonderful, magical, crafty week. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones and that they're easy to fix. I love you all. Big, big hugs. Take care. God bless, and I will talk to you next week. Bye bye.